Without United States, you have nothing, China. Yes, MAGA, we don't have child labor, school shooting, homeless problem, genocide, oligarchy, monopoly, crazy expensive.
China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world.
China, China, China. Get your LED sign with factory price in China. Who doesn't like a shiny gold LED sign? The combination of acrylic and metal makes your logo look more luxurious.
If you slap me in the face, I slap you back. I hold a gun at your hand, cry uncle, and kneel in front of me. No, China will never do that.
No, I thought he said he was raising the tariffs by 50 to 100% for Chinese imports.
The tariffs are paid by the company that does the importing.
Guys, you know where we are? We're in Chongqing, China. Look at this. We're literally in the sky. Look at this.
China, China, China. Get your LED sign with factory price in China. Who doesn't like a shiny gold LED sign? The combination of acrylic and metal makes your logo look more luxurious. Our LED sign is CE and UL certification, and we offer 3 years warranty for it. The DHL or FedEx will deliver it to your house no matter where you are. Price depending on the size you need. Send your logo to us and get a quote and follow LC sign.
Without United States, you have nothing, China. Yes, MAGA, we don't have child labor, school shooting, homeless problem, genocide, oligarchy, monopoly, crazy expensive yet inefficient healthcare system, heavy tax on working class, property tax every year, anti-Semitism awareness law, supremacy bubble you live in, built by multi-billion-dollar worth propaganda, fake free speech, fake democracy. Yeah, you guys got it all. Also, we don't have MAGA.
If you slap me in the face, I slap you back. China will never allow any country, including the United States, to throw the rule of free trade out of the window and to be presumptuous enough to say, this is the way I do. I hold a gun at your hand, cry uncle, and kneel in front of me. No, China will never do that. Whether other countries will decide to do that, that's their choice. But China will never do that.
So do you think that President Trump misjudged China when he said that they had gambled and made a huge mistake, and yet at the weekend it was Donald Trump who lifted the tariffs on mobile phones and computers coming into the country?
I think China's view is very clear. We will never tolerate anyone mistreating China like that, intimidating China, issuing ultimatum to China. If you slap me in the face, I slap you back. That is the tit for tat, and this is exactly what's happening. Now, Chinese government also declared by imposing 125% tariff against total U.S. export to China, the U.S. products have no marketability in the Chinese market, meaning they are ready to see an end to China-U.S. trade to the China export to the United States and vice versa. That is the ultimatum China is issuing to the United States. Don't mess with me. Otherwise, I close the market for you. You will be locked out of China. It's not China losing the US market. The United States runs the risk of being completely locked out of the China market.
What Trump did is place tariffs on Chinese imports. By the time the imports get here, China's been paid for this stuff. Maybe they get net 120 terms, right? But in a sense, China has already transacted. The American company who brings the goods in pays the tariffs.
Really?
You're kidding right now.
No, I thought he said he was raising the tariffs by 50 to 100% for Chinese imports.
The tariffs are paid by the company that does the importing. So if you want to build a building in the U.S. and you import Chinese steel, you pay China for the steel, you pay the U.S. government the tariff. This is why it's inflationary. Economists have looked at Trump's tariff proposal and said it would make stuff more expensive for Americans by adding the cost of the tariffs to the total cost of production. So that's the way tariffs work. A lot of people don't seem to know how tariffs work, which is sad because this is how people end up getting sucked into Trump's vortex. He says something that sounds good. I'm going to punish China with tariffs.
Yeah.
In this case, that sounds good, Chinese tariffs. They're paid by the American companies.
Wow.
That's why it's so damaging.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send me this part of the
No, I
conversation.
will.
We gotta
I
clip
genuinely
this.
had no idea. I thought China was paying those.
Yep. No, China's not paying them.
Yeah, I thought they were, though.
They're not. Yeah.
So why would he do that? I'm confused.
You'd have to ask him.
Guys, you know where we are? We're in Chongqing, China. Look at this. We're literally in the sky. Look at this. It's so high. It's so high. It's like we're walking in the sky. And the city is tremendous. If you look down there, it's like so many floors. There's so many layers about this city. And look at the way they plan their buildings. Vintage style. I love the facade, right? Density, and the density is pretty high. That means high plot ratio. More plot ratio means more homes for the society. That also means more deals, right? They're doing a pretty good job. They're doing a pretty good job. All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Look at those old people. They're having fun. They're walking, taking time, chilling. It's a harmony. It's a harmony. I love this city. I love it.
China is fully prepared to fight to the very end because the world is big enough that the United States is not the totality of the market in the world. So if the United States wants to go in that direction of completely shutting itself out of the China market, be my guest.
Yeah, and China will lose the US market, which, as I've said, is 15%.
We don't care.
Can't...
We don't care. China has been here for 5,000 years. Most of the time, there was no United States, and we survived. And if the United States wants to bully China, we will deal with the situation without the United States. And we expect to survive for another 5,000 years.
When you hear Donald Trump say China wants a deal, it just doesn't know how to go about it. They're proud people. J.D. Vance talks about Chinese peasants. What do you make of their conduct in this respect?
If J.D. Vance thinks that he's dealing with the peasants in China, and I'm proud to be a descendant of the peasants, most of us are descendants of the peasants anyway, that's our tradition. We are farmers before, but now we are one of the leading industrialized economies in the world. So I'm sorry, J.D. Vance doesn't know what he's talking about. And therefore, I don't think there will be China-US dialogue unless the United States changes its attitude towards China. Deal with China as it is, show respect to China, show respect to the Chinese people, and don't try to impose your prejudice and biased view about China or about the rest of the world.
中国人不惹事，也不怕事。施压、威胁和讹诈不是同中方打交道的正确方式。中方必将采取必要措施，坚决维护自身正当合法权益。如果美方置两国和国际社会的利益于不顾，执意打关税战、贸易战，中方必将奉陪到底。我想，美方的所作所为没有体现出想要认真对话的意愿。美方如果真的想谈，就应该拿出平等、尊重、互惠的态度。
Should China worry about U.S. tariffs?
We never worry about it.
Why not?
Yeah. We only focus on ourselves, how we can do much better. We don't worry about others.
So you don't worry about President Trump's next moves?
Of course. Nobody worry about it.
A lot of people ask me, they want to know it's so bad. They want to know it's so bad. They want to know, how does America sound in Chinese? In Chinese. Like how China sound in English. Well, I'll tell you what, it's very easy. It's called 美国. 美国. It's very easy. May is like Mayday. Maybe I'll do it, maybe I will not. Nobody knows. Guo is like Google. You put the frontal part of it and you put an option. Meiguo, and you only take the art of it. Meiguo, 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 Meiguo. Very easy. Very easy. China, China, China. Meiguo, 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 Meiguo.
No matter if Trump imposed 100, 200, or 500 tariffs, Chinese companies will be not afraid because we have the powerful countries. We have the best products here and also the best machine in our factory. welcome everyone to contact me.
Do you know how much a Chinese factory make for a pair of Nike shoes? $10, which sells 150 on the shelf. A Stanley Cup, $50. The factory gets $1. $1. But when they sell millions of them, that's millions of dollars. And all surplus. That's where the surplus comes from. But for every $1 the factory made, somebody in America is making $49. Who is benefit from the globalization? And think about the pollution the factory has to cause in the local area. Who is benefit from the globalization? I don't know.